Okay, King-Ohger episode 47, Silence God. So this is the big episode that is leading up to the big final arc of King-Ohger. We are literally in the end game right now for this series, and I don't know if there's going to be a lot to talk about with this episode review, recap discussion, because the whole 90% of this episode is getting all the citizens of Terra to a safe area, getting them underground to Jeremy's kingdom, and making sure that everyone evacuates safely and correctly because of the fury of the gods or the wrath of the gods, depending on your translation, as that is coming very soon due to Glodi having all his power back with his awakening. But one bit of information we do get in this episode, we get some good moments in this episode, I will say that. Although this episode is 90% of our characters getting ready and preparing the evacuation, there's some good moments in this episode that is definitely leading towards endgame stuff. One of the big bits of information we learn in this episode is we find out that there was a Bugnarok planet, and Glodi was a corpse that got filled up with bugs, and that's how he started serving Doug Dead. And then you also get the lore or information drop that he planned on doing that to Gira as well. That's all we get of that, because, it's Doug Dead. He's a bit of a tease. He teases everyone and then he leaves. But this episode had some nice character moments as everyone was setting up the evacuations to make sure that everyone's okay. One of the people that had a really good moment in this episode is Raculus. There's a scene with Raculus in the episode where everyone has evacuated, all except for everyone else. One person is still in there, and the person who has not evacuated the city of Shootagodom is this lady in a wheelchair. And you see Raculus stare across at her, and as soon as you see her, you think, oh no, this is someone that Raculus crippled during his big tyranny from all those years ago. And yeah, it is kind of that situation where she's in a wheelchair, she's got a banged up leg, but she doesn't want Raculus's help. She refuses it because she says that all those years ago, 17 years ago, when there was the fury of the gods, my parents died and I lost everything I cared about. And Raculus has this look of sadness on his face, and then he looks at her, he gets on his knees, puts his hand on her shoulder and says, I assure you that won't happen, because we have new kings now and they're good people. And that sort of reflects on how Raculus was a leader all those years ago when the first fury of the gods happened, when he was fairly new to sort of ruling, because I believe his father had just died and he just watched everything happen and he didn't do anything about it. That is Raculus having some self-reflection on something that he didn't do anything about all those years ago, but now there are kings, and including himself, he's able to stop it, because now Raculus is having his hero moment where he's getting involved in the battle with Gira, which is really cool to see. Rita also has a really good moment as well when we get to see the gang from Yanma's past. We get to see Doggy Kruger's voice actor. He's still rocking the bondage dog mask in the prison cell as well on his shoulder, which is weird to see, but okay. But apparently they've been trying to dig themselves out for so many years. But Rita approaches them and says, hey, if you guys can, you guys know the tunnels. If you can get everyone to safety, and after all of this is done, I will let you go. Just promise me that you won't cause any more crimes and you'll devote yourself to helping people. And they agree to it, so Rita is letting these people go as long as they can help people. And you actually do see the prisoners down in the cell, not down in the cell, down in the tunnels, when Boone and Gira's lady friend, I forget her name, Kagome, I think? I forget her name. But you do see the prisoners helping out people down in Jeremy's kingdom when they're underground. And that's one thing that I really did like about this episode of King-Ohger, because you had all the people of Terra coming together. They're underground in Jeremy's kingdom. You've got the humans and the Bugnarok working together as they're sort of making the best of this worst situation. They've got all this food prepped and stuff like that, so they're helping each other out. Now, the final battle with Glodi is blink and you miss it, because it happens so fast and then he's defeated so fast. So it's not much of an epic confrontation with Glodi because he dies like almost instantly when it comes to the final battle between them, which isn't a bad thing, I guess, but hey, at least they got him out of the way. So Glodi dies, and you see him in the world of the underworld that we've seen in the King-Ohger movie, and he's like, peace at last, and then he doesn't get a happy ending because, you know, he always wanted to die, and what happens with him is that he's haunted by the screams of the dead, and he starts running around because he wants some peace and quiet, and that's pretty much where his story ends. So after that, you have the kings all coming together, and they give each other a high five as they are ready to face on the next challenge leading up to the next couple of episodes. So we're at the start of February, and we're going to be ending King-Ohger in 20 days, I believe. The day after Elimination Chamber is when the finale of King-Ohger will be airing, so keep that in mind. But yeah, King-Ohger episode 47, pretty good episode. I really enjoyed it. We are hitting the end game of King-Ohger, so I am getting a little bit of that end game fatigue of this show wrapping up and all the plot threads wrapping up and stuff like that. So I do apologize if I don't sound too enthusiastic in my reviews like I used to. But yeah, King-Ohger is getting closer and closer to the finale, and we'll see how it ends within the next couple of weeks. So definitely look forward to that. But anyway, guys, what did you think of this episode? Tell me down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. And with that said, I'm out of here. Have a wonderful day or night, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Take care.